So I'm in the middle of translating Oswald Spengler's play, Montezuma, and I finished with Act 2. Act 2 is composed of two scenes, Scene 2 and Scene 3, whereas Act 1 is composed of only one scene. And the third act I've already read, which is composed of Scene 4. So I've already read that. That's on a separate file to go in chronological order. So this would be my middle recording out of those three. And then there'll be Act 4 and Act 5. It's a 5-act play. All right, Act 2, Scene 2. A large hall, and I told the AI to imagine Montezuma's hall for me. I think I did a pretty nice job there, actually. A large hall in Montezuma's palace in Mexico. On the left, a portico supported by columns. On the right, the throne. In the background, a door. Montezuma on the imperial throne, surrounded by many caciques and other attendants. A servant enters and prostrates himself before the throne. Victorious Emperor, may fortune continue to grant us your benevolent rule, and be as favorable to your deeds as ever. Stands up. The Spaniards are marching into the city, my lord. They have already crossed the dams and are approaching the palace with banners and flags. Do you want them to be brought before you immediately? Montezuma. I will await them. Servant exits. Caciques, hear me. The Spaniards are under my protection as long as they remain here. I must fulfill this promise. Hide the deep hatred that burns in your hearts against them in their presence. I can understand it. They are my enemies too, as they are yours, and they will not be granted a long stay. But I do not wish to violate the laws of hospitality. Treat them kindly. Cacama. My lord Montezuma, there is still time to change the decision. Back when we first heard about the strangers, every heart was deeply mistaken about them. You were the last one to still believe in miracles. The ancient prophecy has not yet come true. We all know this. Only this belief prevented us from keeping the enemies at bay in time. You vowed to protect their lives. You were faithful. But did the Spaniards keep their word? Even before that, this people had a reputation that filled every heart with loathing. Worse, the Spaniards were considered as cowardly robbers. They have proven themselves worthy of this reputation. Listen to the complaints of your subjects, who saw their parents, wives, and children murdered. The peoples you subjugated are now in league with them. Their power is looming and growing monstrous. The bond of the oath is broken. You are now freed from all duty. Command your people to take up their swords and prevent the army from entering the city. Montezuma. On my honor, I assured them access to the capital. You yourself made the covenant. If they break it, I know my duty as a ruler and will not let the wicked go unpunished. Cacama. The happiness of the people is entrusted to you. Follow the advice of the old and experienced cacique. Do not let generosity obscure your highest duty. Montezuma. Do you not believe in the strength of your own people? I am not afraid of these strangers. Tewas. It is their minds which are contemptible, lord, not their power. Montezuma. They may have conquered half the world, but here they are powerless. If I, like some coward, allowed them to be murdered under my protection, I would have to live with myself for the remnants of my life. Tewas. When these strangers came, they were a miserable little group, but time has been more favorable to them, and they have taken advantage of it. Now they are swelling to ever-growing hordes, and soon they will defy you. They will deprive you of what they could not achieve through pleading. They are not yet before you. You still have time to keep them away. Let the war trumpets sound through all the streets, and your people will joyfully support their ruler. Enraged, they have long seen these Spaniards approaching. War is their desire. It is not just mine. Cacama. I agree with him. I know myself well enough that my word carries more weight than others. I have grown gray with honor. Take my head, if I have advised you to ruin, as atonement. I have so often given it to the enemy, and am ready to die if I were wrong. I used to raise my voice for peace, but now I cry out like everyone else, war! Montezuma. You, an 80-year-old man, say that. Are you still driven by the fighting spirit of your youth? Cacama. In the service of my homeland, I do not count the years. As long as my limbs still hold together, I stand by your side with both word and deed. Montezuma. No one can give me better advice, but I must not forget myself and deceive those who trust me. Cuitlahuac, my son. You are silent? Let me hear your opinion too. Cuitlahuac. Let the weapons be used here, father. Do not hesitate any longer to seize the moment. Soon the commander will be here. Give the order. Let me lead the Aztecs into battle. Tewas. O Montezuma, heed their advice. The people now have only one desire, for battle. Cacama. No one wants peace with the Spaniards. Tewas. War is the pride of the Aztecs. We are all devoted to it. Yes, say so, caciques. Support my plea. You desire battle just as I do. Give us permission, great emperor. Give us war. All chiefs. War! War! Arise to battle. Montezuma, standing up. Aztecs, you forget yourselves. This young man can so quickly make you forget your duty. I rule and decide. You obey. This is my right and your duty. The hospitality of a noble people has always been a sacred custom. Do you wish to desecrate that? My first wish is untarnished honor. I have striven for it since my youth and hope to bequeath this reputation to you. Now I will defend it against all of you. The guilt is mine. If misfortune befalls us, I will gladly bear the penance for all. Tewas. And when our temples collapse in flames, and the sites of our ancestors are in ruins, the happy Aztecs, once so powerful, fallen, murdered by the fury of these barbarian hordes, when the women and the child in their hut, the dying Aztecs and the starving and wasted all curse you, you who brought this misery out of ambition, will you then bear the blame with such a strong heart? Montezuma is shaken into silence. Forgive my boldness, Montezuma. My advice has struck you to the heart. See, you loved us and did good for all of us, and the Aztecs will never forget that. But give the people the freedom they long for to protect their own homes with weapons. Think of the dark and inscrutable workings of destiny. I foresee misfortune from the Spanish army. So long as you can save them, do not forget. Montezuma is silent, lost in thought. Cuitlahuac. Let yourself be won over, father. Your words are good and true. The honor that enslaves us binds us with chains. But honor is a vain illusion, meant only to blind the eyes of others and distract the gaze from the true inner essence. Do not follow it blindly into ruin. There are greater things than honor. Give it up for the sake of your homeland, which you must protect. It is not so precious that you should consider sacrificing the happiness of the people for it. No one can touch your true worth. Curb your pride and draw your sword, even if a word should forbid you to do so. I keep my oath to an open opponent, but I know no promise to the villain. Nothing sacred shall protect him from me. Montezuma, I will not. I cannot knowingly walk such crooked paths. Cacama, fate is leading you headlong into the abyss and blinding your mind, O Montezuma. I fear that this will not end well. Cuitlahuac, people may call me a murderer, but if I can achieve what is good, I am willing to bear the evil reputation. That is more precious to me than my own virtue, even if it means securing my own misfortune. War music sounds in the distance, coming closer and closer. Now is the time. It is the hour for decision, father. A servant enters quickly. Ferdinand Cortez has sent me and asks to be admitted. Cuitlahuac. Montezuma. A long pause while the music comes closer and closer. Montezuma, after long deliberation, firmly. Let them come. The servant leaves. Movement among the Aztecs, the music stops, and the Spaniards enter. Cortez, Aguilar, and Sandoval step forward while several others remain in the background. The caciques step back, gloomy and hostile. Cortez. With a heart full of gratitude, I step before your throne, magnanimous emperor. I have been in this country for only a few short moons, and yet I am ashamed of your kindness, which has been lavished upon me. I asked to see you yourself in Mexico, and you graciously granted my request. You lent me your protection, and like a king, which I could not have hoped for, I was welcomed. I was showered with rich gifts, even before I saw the one who so generously bestowed all this upon me. Can I ever thank him enough? Now, of course, I want to interject a footnote here. Of course, they would have a translator, and the translator, we've already met her briefly. Her name is Marina. That's a Spanish name that they gave to her. And she spoke not only Nahuatl, the language of the Aztecs, but also Quiche Mayan. So she was a master of languages. So she would be here most likely, or her equivalent, doing the translating back and forth. But you don't want to do that in a play because then it disrupts, like what I've just done here with this footnote, it disrupts the flow. Montezuma. Welcome to Mexico, strangers, whose reputation has already made you familiar to us. For years we have heard of the bold sailors who have conquered those islands, and of their power which few have been able to resist. You are the first we have seen here before us. I did not want to deny your earnest wish, and so let you come, but you are only allowed to stay in this country for a short time. I hope that you will then leave satisfied. Now, Cortez, what do you have in mind? From which country do you come, Spaniards? Why do you restlessly sail the seas? Cortez. Beyond the ocean lies a vast land, flourishing, rich, and invincibly powerful. There reigns a king whom the world obeys. On his empire the sun never sets, and the peoples of all the islands that can be seen from your shore pay homage to him. He has heard much about you, my noble emperor, and sent me. Montezuma. Does he wish to rule us too? Can your master not get enough of glory? Let me tell you what I think, Commander. I have long known that self-interest drives you Spaniards to these lands. You are not satisfied with your homeland, but here you shall not achieve your goal. I can promise you that. Cortez. That is not why I came here. How could I accomplish that with such a small army? Tewas. You have been very quick to reinforce it. Montezuma. I will not hide from you, Spaniards, what people in this country think of you. There have been many complaints about you, and I do not want to allow the voice of my people to go unheard. Earlier, when it was learned that you had landed, armed with cannons and steel, not as friends, but as if you wanted to bring us war, there were many who were concerned about your bad reputation. They advised me to destroy you before you could do harm. I did not do so, and instead offered you protection. Otherwise, your bones would have bleached the shore white. I could now regret my leniency, for where is your gratitude? Here stand the caciques who saw with their own eyes how you brought murder and fire to our cities for mere blood money. You owe your lives to me, and you provoked the Tlaxcalans to fight against me? Cortez. Hear me, O Emperor. Montezuma. I wanted friendship, you despised it. Now we are enemies, for you broke the covenant, and my kindness is now denied you. That which I promised, I will continue to keep. However unworthy you have shown yourselves to be, you shall return home safely, but in future none of your people shall expect such mercy. Cortez. A bitter rebuke you hurl at me, but believe me, it only seems that way. I will convince you. Montezuma. Do you still have the effrontery to lie, Cortez? Cortez. What ambitious plans are we being accused of? Does this small group threaten your power? I don't believe you fear them, but I must be concerned for their safety, as I must protect their lives as their leader. When I drew my sword, it was only in self-defense. Montezuma. That is not true. You are tarnishing my reputation. If I order that you be spared, you will be safe from your worst enemy. I vouch for my people. They are loyal. Cacama. I have looked much deeper into your hearts. I saw your camp myself. You promised me solemnly there to spare the temples, and yet you have broken your word. I will no longer hold back my opinion of you. I have known for a long time that you were scoundrels. Aguilar. I too will no longer remain silent, Prince. Montezuma. I have heard enough of you, and I know how to protect myself against you. You will be given a place to stay. Remain there until you return. I forbid you to enter the temples. Anyone who enters them will die. What I have promised, I have assured. Ask for nothing more. I will punish the Tlaxcalans only after your ships have left our country, but I will not tolerate any of them here in the city. Cortez. I must confess we have not done what you expected, and your kindness, which we do not deserve, must shame us greatly. And yet I dare to make a request. Let us keep the Tlaxcalans here. They shall go. They are traitors who deserve death. Cortez. But they ensure our safety. Montezuma. They must leave. Cortez. You have nothing to fear from them. Montezuma. They will leave the city today. I demand it. Sandoval. Let me speak on behalf of our guards, Cortez. We have guards stationed on the coast, and we have also left many posts along the way. In enemy territory, they are constantly threatened with death. The people of Tlaxcala are responsible for their safety. Do not take away our only protection for so many brave men who are completely defenseless when left alone. You would also protect the individual who has always faithfully served you in life. Montezuma, after a pause. Well, then they may stay, it is granted, but I expect you to heed my will better in the future. Cortez. Montezuma, if I am able to thank you, I will do so, and I will gladly fulfill your every wish. Let me then take your right hand in a new covenant, which has done me so much good. Montezuma goes to meet Cortez and offers him his hand. The curtain falls. Scene 3. In the Spanish camp in Mexico, hall of a large building, on the left a portico supported by columns leads to the temple courtyard. In the background a door. The whole room is gloomy and desolate, with only a few torches standing against the walls. Sandoval and Alvarado. Alvarado. Have you heard anything from Cortez? This long silence is tormenting me, day after day, sitting quietly enclosed within dank walls. Sandoval. Well, this torment will not last much longer. The return cannot be postponed any further. Alvarado. We are to retreat without a fight? Sandoval. Rejoice that you have had peace until now. My friend, why do you demand booty and murder? The Emperor gave you everything you could have wished for. He did not punish our crimes. He received us royally in Mexico. He gave us this place where we are safe from any attack. Is that nothing? Alvarado. A gruesome vault, dull and gloomy where the dead still haunt, those who were once sacrificed to the idols. The Spaniards are horrified by the smell of decay. The devil haunts this place. I fear for my soul, and I believe that a Christian should not be in such a place. The soldiers are also beginning to grumble. They had hoped for rich spoils and find nothing but work and toil. Sandoval. The ungrateful wretches. They have become very wealthy. Has any commander ever been so generously and richly rewarded by his enemy as we have been by Montezuma? Alvarado. Cortez has distributed all this equally among the soldiers to keep them happy. We, who have always done most of the work, have come away empty-handed every time. Sandoval. We are the leaders. It is not fitting for us to always chase after gold so greedily. Alvarado. Don't you want to become rich here? Sandoval. I was only attracted by the glory of the brave warrior. I didn't know it was going to be a raid. I don't like the spoils. It's all just blood money. Alvarado. I don't understand you. Where you could become rich, you turn it down? Why else would anyone go to these countries? Of all the Spaniards who follow Cortez, none would be here if it weren't for the spoils. Sandoval. You still hope for success? Alvarado. Don't you? Sandoval. I gave up hope long ago. Alvarado. Do you really believe that? He's not yet thinking of retreating. Don't you know that he is secretly increasing the number of Tlaxcalans? He will stop at nothing. In the last few days he has been so silent and pensive. If he can pull us out of this predicament, he will do so. I know that for sure. Aguilar enters hurriedly. Do you know what this messenger has just brought us? Sandoval. A messenger? I didn't see anyone. Aguilar. He was here and spoke with Cortez. Alvarado. Oh, he brings no good. Where is the commander? Aguilar. I just saw him. Alvarado. Come with me. Perhaps he is with soldiers. Alvarado and Aguilar exit through the vestibule. Sandoval, painfully moved, thoughtful. The wild revelry strikes my conscience as it implicates me, for I also am guilty. I went of my own free will, not that I regret it, but it is too late. Great God in heaven! Forgive me, for these atrocities are not my will. I was seduced, and fell unsuspectingly into the snares of iniquity. Shall I also betray the noble, high-minded emperor and bring him misfortune? No, I have nothing in common with them. God protect my soul from the deed that Cortez now wants to commit. Cortez enters. Sandoval notices him and jumps up. There he is. Cortez, agitated. Where can I find people? Sandoval. Commander, your expression frightens me. What news does the messenger bring? Cortez. Go call the others quickly. Sandoval exits. So, it is decided. The future lay shrouded in doubtful darkness. Now I can no longer choose. Only one path leads to my goal. I must take it. Even if Montezuma is not guilty, he appears to be, and I will use that appearance to my advantage. Now the advantage is mine, you proud emperor. Pacing up and down. It is daring just to think of it. And I will risk everything in the process to force him to obey me. The people trust him. Now they are dissatisfied that he has protected us for so long, and yet his power has a secure foothold among the Aztecs. They are attached to him and will bravely protect him, but I must take the risk. Should I flee and abandon what I have achieved? It is a terrible betrayal of his heart, the likes of which no man has ever committed. People will reproach me loudly and bitterly for the rest of my life. Until the end of my days, my conscience will accuse me of the sin I knowingly committed. And can I bear that? But if I retreat, leaving power, glory, and spoils behind, because of a reproach I scorn and then miss the favorable moment now? If my Spaniards benefit from it, it is no betrayal for them. The words of others cannot hurt me. I win. The reproach will be silenced by loud praise. Now, Luck, do not abandon me in this struggle. You have served me faithfully. Now stand by me. The Spanish captains arrive. Alvarado. What's happened? You seem agitated. The messenger is still silent and terrified. Tell me, what is going on? Cortez. He comes from Vera Cruz. And Aguilar. Mother of God. Velazquez has arrived? All is lost. Cortez. No, father, the situation is not quite so desperate. The fortress we built on the coast has been attacked by the Aztecs. In the dark of night they climbed up all the walls, but before they could overcome the sleepers with fire and murder, our guards noticed the danger. A bloody struggle in the darkness broke out on the ramparts. A cacique led the attack, and finally our people won a hard-fought victory. Many have fallen, including Escalante, who bravely led the troops to the end. Leon: These are the fruits of your great mercy. It only makes this people more insolent every day. Aguilar: Yes, Montezuma instigated this. Trust in the loyalty of these heathens. Sandoval: Shame on you, Aguilar. You don't know that he was responsible. You have never considered the worst guilt being heaped on other people without reason. Because he is a heathen, he breaks his word. He could put many to shame with his heart. Cortez: The knight reports that the cacique was not happy to do so. The Aztecs are rebelling against us throughout the country, and this act aroused loud joy. He saw in all the hateful faces of the people their open triumph. Sandoval: That's not the worst of it. Our reputation has been deeply shaken. In the past, fear of our remarkable weapons kept the superior forces in check. Among the people, many believed in our invulnerability. Now that this small band has defeated us, the quiet awe has vanished. Soon, I fear, they will try here what failed there. Cortez: I want to be even quicker and thwart their plan with my own. You know why we came to this country. As long as the emperor rules this people, they will not willingly follow our wishes. He knows his power and will rely on it. If he falls into our hands, then the country will obey us. Sandoval: Poor fool. That is what you are now basing your hopes on? Do you seriously believe that when his power becomes yours, the people will also blindly submit to you? Cortez: They will no longer be a problem when he falls. Sandoval: You will do it. I know your stubbornness. Now is the time to renounce him, to take up arms. And you want to add new crimes to the old ones? Don't forget that I warned you beforehand. When it is too late, you will realize how right my advice was. Cortez: I am a child of fortune, and I have more audacity than most others. Nothing has stood in my way so far. Velasquez has not yet pursued me. He will send his henchmen just when I am comfortable. And here, good fortune gives me the opportunity to secure that protection. You must exercise caution for a while yet, as your time is passing with care and effort, for nothing can be left up to chance. Once I have the emperor in my power, then we shall have fun, my friends. Then all cares will vanish, and a carefree life shall make us forget all our trouble. The curtain falls. Good luck with that, boys.